I'm Angel Massie, and you're now with me on Over Wildin Podcast. Love. What is it actually? And why do we crave it so desperately? Everyone experiences it differently. I mean, we're wired for it. Human beings thrive off of social interaction, connection, touch. We're designed to form relationships. We are literally made for each other. It's the driving force behind so many actions, rituals, thoughts, and events that take place in our daily lives. And when I say our, I mean people around the world. Everybody is checking for love. When we don't get it, it can sometimes take us down a mental dark road. And why is that? Why is something that's so intangible? Why? I sound like I had an accent. Why is something so intangible able to bring us to the highest of highs and the lowest of lows? Did you know that there are several different kinds of love? And although all of them can be fulfilling for a myriad of reasons, on this episode, we're going to get down to the heartbeat of love, the reason why we need it, how we can find it, and why the source of it needs to come from the place we least expect it. We're going to talk about being present with love, then meditate on it at the end. That sound good? Okay. So what's up, guys? I hope y'all had a wonderful week. I know I did. I spent all week in the land of the healthy. I got out of the sick and shut-in sunken place, and I just had a great week basking in the love of my husband and my child, my dad, and my family. So it felt good. And I think that overflowing of love and happiness is what inspired this episode. So this is going to be kind of like a 3-part series on love, intimacy, sex. This will be the first episode. The next will be with a love expert and clinical psychologist. And then the last will be with a sexologist. So if you guys have questions about love, sex, intimacy, relationships, please send them, DM them to my Instagram at overwildin, or send them in an email, info@overwildin.com. And speaking of love, I thought it would make perfect sense to have the person that I love on the show about love. And he's in the Overwildin studio with me right now. My lover, my best friend, my husband, the yin to my yang, my unwilling meditation partner, Bobby Massie. He's here to give the male perspective on love and relationships. What up, baby?
Hey, what's going on, sweetie?
I'm so excited you're here with me today.
Yeah, it's an honor. I appreciate you having me on your show.
Yes. So, Bobby, this episode is all about love. So I just have to ask you a few questions so that our listeners can kind of get into your mind and how you feel about love.
All right, cool.
So tell me about your experience briefly with love.
Well, briefly, my experience was recently, I met a young lady named Angel.
Recently?
A few years ago. Well, hold on. In the scheme of time.
Of life. Okay.
Yeah, of life. A few years ago, I met a sweet young lady named Angel Elliott at the time. And she changed the brother. I was on a different course in life at the time, and we started dating, and dating led to, long story short, me not wanting to see my life without her. And so, obviously, I put a ring on it, and she's my wife. But yeah, that's my experience with love. I mean, there was none before you, and now it is.
You heard that, right? There was none before me, and there will be none after me. What does love mean to you?
I mean, love means a lot. I mean, I feel like every human need it. You need it just to be accepted. Like, it's something everyone wants. It's a desire. It's up there with like food, shelter, and water. Like
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's up there in that category. So yeah, I feel like it's a human necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
But what's it mean to you?
I mean, it mean everything because it brought me you. Like I never knew what love was. Like it wasn't one of them things. Like I was going through life like oh, I hope I find the love of my life today. Nah, I won't.
You found it when you least expected it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it was one of those things. Like I got to the point. Like I got tired of doing the same thing I was doing, and I wanted something different, and and I ended up meeting you, and you showed me something different.
You showed me something different.
I ended up falling in love with you. So I never knew what that was, and I fought it, and I fought it for for a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I had his nose wide open.
Yeah, I mean,
and he had mine too.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what it mean to me. I mean, it brought me you, and it took me a while to understand what it was and what it is, and yeah, but eventually, I mean, you'll stop fighting it. Like,
why do you think love is important in general?
I thought you was asking me that.
I asked you why it's important. What does love mean to you? And now this question is, why is it important?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it's important. It's like I said, it's a human necessity. Like,
yeah.
You need that just to feel. Well, for example, why it's important. Use this as an example. Think of it's been a whole week, Monday through Sunday. Mm-hmm. Your social media, your phone, like been dry. Ain't nobody hit you up. Mm-hmm. Like anybody you done shot a DM at or sent a message at, and they ain't responded. You seen they open it and they ain't say anything to it. You do that Monday through Sunday, you gonna feel like shit. You're not gonna feel wanted. You gonna feel sad, depressed. Like, but on the flip side, that following Monday, think if you like, fuck it, I'm gonna shoot my shot again. You shoot at somebody, they respond, they hit you back. How you feel?
No feeling.
You feel
like
happy as shit. You feel on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? You feel wanted. You know what I mean? And I think that's every person wants to feel wanted. And desired. You know what I mean?
I agree. And there is no like amount of confidence or ego or having or not having that can change how that can make you feel.
Oh yeah. Everyone needs that human. That affection from another human being. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't get that just from your dog or your cat, your parakeet, whatever.
Yeah, that's a different type of love.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you need that human, like, affirmation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, baby. And, from a scientific standpoint, studies showed that having love and being in love and actually giving love releases these feel-good hormones / chemicals in our body, and that triggers a specific positive reaction. And that reaction is for your brain to send messages along neurotransmitters to release endorphins, dopamine, adrenaline, and norepinephrine. And those chemicals together produce the feeling of love. Like, that's why you hear people talking about the chemistry of love. And because that is literally like catnip for our bodies, the high that love produces and produces over and over again.
That's what Music Soul Child was talking about.
On that song? Yeah. That he was yelling out. You want to sing it for us?
No, I can't do that.
So, but according to those same scientists, you can group love in two different categories. Love can be in two major parts. And the first type of love is passionate love, which we think of as like romantic love involving attraction and sexual desire and all that, And then the second type is attachment. And that's like compassionate love, which can be love between like your parents or your kids, between long-term romantic partners, which I think is super interesting that they kind of put those in two different categories, because that's kind of saying that love changes a little bit, and other deep bonded relationships. What do you think about that?
I mean,
A lot. A lot of
you just threw a whole lot at me right there. Like, I mean, it sounds good to me. You know what I mean, scientifically and everything, like all of that. But I mean, I know what it means for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's something totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know it was all these different types of love. I mean, that's something new.
Yeah. Well, there are a bunch of different types of love, and they come from the Greek classics, and I'm going to just list them really quick. I haven't taken Greek in a long time, so the pronunciations are about to be real sketchy.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
There's eros, pragma, ludus, agape, philia, philatia, storge, and mania. And right now, of course, all those just, they're just words. They don't mean a whole bunch. So I will go down and say what they mean. And then you, my baby, can give me an example. Okay?
All right. Let's try this.
So eros is passionate love. Eros is all about like the passion, romance, sexual desire, attraction, and all that stuff. So
eros is like
us,
or like Cinemax porn, like straight flute playing in the back, like just
softcore.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
heavy breathing, that type.
Yeah, and it's said that as passionate as eros is, it's mostly meant to draw people together. Pragma or pragma is enduring love, like love that you experience as a result of a sense of loyalty, duty, commitment, practicality. And I think those, like eros and pragma, I think that they fit together because one becomes the other. They kind of transform. So I think that example is us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like your grandparents.
Like your grandparents,
long love.
That long love, yeah.
That love when they tell you, you ain't experienced nothing yet. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. Yeah. And it doesn't really come from like irrational attraction or lust. It's like, y'all been through something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ludus, I don't like this word. I don't know why. Is playful love, like flirtatious love, laughing, teasing, feeling guilty around a person, like.
I mean, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like when you first get with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like that first beginning stage, you know what I mean? Like when both y'all feeling each other out, and you exposing yourself to her, she exposing yourself to you, that type thing.
Yeah, I agree. We're way past that. Yeah. But we still tease and laugh and joke.
Oh yeah, I'd be scaring the shit out of you.
Yeah, this one, Big Easy. They call him Big Easy because as big as he is, like, this man should have been an assassin. He may have been an assassin and I didn't know it because he can sneak up on you so quietly. Anyway, agape. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of that. That's universal, selfless love. Like agape is the kind of love that God or whatever deity you believe in has for us. It's like associated with saints like Mother Teresa or Gandhi. They had agape for humanity and everyone. And, that's something that I try to practice.
Everlasting love.
Yeah, everlasting, unconditional.
I'll lay down my life for you type love.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We have that too.
Yeah.
Y'all, we getting real sappy.
Hey, let me ask y'all this. In the airways. In the relationship, if the family is in danger, doesn't the man always have to die?
I knew you were going to say something like that.
in the circumstance, in the face of danger. Like, I'm just saying, like, that's what has to happen. Always.
Because the men traditionally are seen as the protectors. You know, y'all got the strength happening.
But no matter what it is, like, we always, you and Kush gonna be looking at me like it's time.
You
like,
don't think that I would save y'all?
No, I believe it. I believe you pull like some Xena type stuff.
I would.
Like,
I would. So
I'm just saying, I don't know why that just popped in my head.
Or whoever. I wonder, like, also these days, I mean, there aren't that same dynamic all the time in relationships.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, when you have
yeah, well, your spouse, like, I'm just saying, like, your husband, your wife, or whoever, your spouse, your partner, like,
how do you decide if
it's just like you supposed to die, like,
yeah,
that's what.
But I would save y'all undoubtedly, especially if you were like knocked out or something. I would find some Herculean strength to come get you.
Yeah, it's just one of the unwritten rules. Like,
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I don't know what.
At least y'all don't have to bear children.
Yeah, can't do that. I seen that. I was an eyewitness of that.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. Yeah. The next type is deep friendship, like the friend philia. What I have for Kristen and Danya and all my girls.
Oh yeah, like
those are my
your
best
homeboys,
friends,
your homegirls. Like,
yeah,
you love them. You love them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like family.
Also, I still have that for you. Philautia. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's self-love. And self-love, this type of love has gotten a lot of love lately. And later in today's show, I'm going to get into why it's so important to continue to cultivate self-love and how that can help you in your relationships and cultivating love with your partner. Yeah, so I'll get to that later. And then I'm going to wrap this up because, you know, we all have examples of these different types of love in our lives. But today, on today's show, we're specifically focusing on like eros and the endless, deep, unconditional love and all that. There's storage, that's familiar love, like the love you have for your mom and love I have for my dad and what Kush has for us. And then there's mania, obsessive love.
Is that like your love for food? Like,
I mean, I guess you can have a mania for food.
Like, I love playing the game. Like, is that obsessive love?
Yeah. I mean, I think that it is like kind of more focused on like toxic relationships, like codependent relationships.
It's like when I love hard.
Yeah, like you leave me, I'm gonna get you.
Oh yeah. That type.
Yeah, like you're codependent. Like I, to be honest, I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but I think there is a certain amount of codependency in almost every relationship. Yeah, because they're give and take, you know?
It's 50-50. I mean,
because I know that
it takes two to run the business of the relationship.
Yeah. Right? And it kind of transforms you because some stuff that I used to do for myself, like, I think, like, I used to live by myself downtown, like, you know what I mean? Like, I told you what I used to see in the alley.
You want to tell the people?
I used to see sex workers in the alley, like in front of, and I lived in.
And what else? Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. I used to see sex workers in the alley, and I used to see
getting it.
They'd be getting it. I'm not even lying. I mean, this is Baltimore though, and in every major city, you have some, you know, interesting things happening. And the thing is, I'm like, I'm married, I'm sex positive. I think you should do what you want with your body when you want to do it. And I'm trying to learn more of the dynamics of sex work because, you know, when I was coming up, there wasn't so much of an understanding around maybe people are doing it because they want to, but I still happen to think a lot of people have to do it.
What you mean? That's the world's oldest profession.
Yeah.
What you mean? Pimping.
I mean, but
Iceberg Slim.
Do you think that Well, this is a whole other topic for other day. Let's talk about this on the sex episode. We can ask the sexologist. Hopefully she knows more, because I hate speaking on things that I'm not well versed in. But shout out to everyone doing what they want to do. I would think mania would be like when your ex-girlfriends used to send me emails. Like,
no, we keeping it. You getting a little too deep and personal. Right? Keep it.
Anyway,
Obsessive love.
Those are the different types of love. I think that you can have different types of love for one individual, like I have for Bobby. But I want to get into love languages. There are 5 types of love languages, according to this gentleman that came up with them, Dr. Gary Chapman. And I think that he did a really good job of categorizing the way that people feel love and give love. And the 5 categories are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And I'm not going to go into explaining them just because I feel like they're pretty much self-explanatory. Bobby, what is your love language? I know what it is, but...
You just said you weren't going to explain it.
I'm not going to explain each one of them. I just want you to tell me which one...
All right, so, I mean, for me, my love language is, I feel like, I guess, quality time. I guess you showing interest in like the things I really like, and you know what I'm saying, like my hobbies. Mm-hmm. If you genuinely show interest in that, like out the blue, I walk in and see you looking at some fish and shit or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit, mm-hmm. Like what you doing? Like let me sit down here and watch this with you, girl. Like, but and physical touch, and obviously, but
what's physical touch?
Everybody know what that is.
Are you blushing?
Nah. But I mean that's really much it. Pretty much it. I don't need to receive no gifts or what's acts of service? Like anything. You take my car in like to get the oil changed?
Yeah,
like,
maybe I get it washed. Maybe I get your fishing poles you gonna re-spool my reels? Yeah, your reels, or I make you dinner as a surprise, or anything like that.
All right, clean the house or something unexpected. No. That's a service.
What?
That's a service.
I'm doing that for everybody. Cleaning the house is not. It is you're right. It's an act of love, but it's also a requirement for what?
Huh?
What'd you just say?
Paying the bills.
Yeah, like paying bills is a requirement.
That's an act of service?
No. I mean, how is it an act of service?
I'm just asking if it falls in that category. I mean, I was just asking.
I mean, I'm not sure paying the bills is an act of love because you have to live in society.
True. Right.
What do you think my love language is? You can be honest.
No particular order. Words of affirmation.
Okay, I agree with that.
Receiving gifts.
Really? I knew you were going to say that.
What you mean?
I knew you were going to say that.
Quality time. Well, all this is you. I mean, Gary knew what he was talking about. Like,
all of them are me?
Yeah. I mean, you like all this.
You're right. I do. But what's the number one for me?
Number one?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's kind of split. It's like words of affirmation and quality time.
Yeah. I'd say that.
Yeah.
I like acts of service too. I feel like you were...
That'd be your number one?
Maybe. Because I feel like you really... you were always... thoughtful, but like when I was pregnant and stuff, I really feel like you stepped up. You were like, tie my shoes and bring me dinner and feeding me and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and I appreciated that without me having to ask.
Husband of the year.
Husband of the year.
Waiting on my plaque to come in for 2021.
Oh, his name is Kush.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. So, but there are different types of love languages, and it's okay not to fall into any of these categories. I just thought it was interesting how accurate it is, and also how learning your partner or potential's partner love language can help you to have a better relationship
I agree.
and to experience more compassion because you understand what drives them and what makes them feel loved and needed and all of that. But I want to circle back and talk about self-love and how I have spent, and I've talked about this a bunch on whether it's on No Cover Charge or on this podcast, how I spent the past 3 years essentially kind of rediscovering or really discovering what self-love was and what it means and why it's so important. I come from a long line of really strong, hardworking women who have foregone self-love for the sake of their family. And it didn't serve them. It didn't serve them to have long lives and be as happy as they could have been had they come from a place culturally where self-love was important. You know, not to get all political, but Black people come from a lot of hurt. We come from a place where a lot of times we are in survival mode because of systemic degradation or societal prejudices, and all that stuff can wear on you mentally, because all of it really is negative energy, and it is people trying to invalidate you as a human being. So you're in survival mode, trying to survive, raise your kids, and you don't think about taking care of yourself. You don't have the luxury of that time or that effort. But what we have found out in more recent days, and what everybody, no matter what your race, class, creed, sexuality, identification is, has found out that when you love yourself, when you practice acts of self-love, you can love other people better. And so I went on a mission through therapy, through meditation, through mindfulness, to change my relationship with myself. You know, I always had confidence, but I didn't know what it meant to actually nurture and take care of yourself so that you're filling your cup back up so that you can fill others, you know. And I just want to say that that's an important type of love. It's really important. And even, you know, with Bobby is so busy during the season. He's constantly in go mode, constantly thinking about football because he loves it, but also because he is constantly striving to be better than he was before. And he's an amazing player. But he doesn't have time for self-care a lot of times, right, babe?
Nah, I mean, not too much. Not until I get a little window until it's time to, in the off season, until it's time to start back training or whatnot. But nah, I mean, not really in the scheme of time. So, I mean, but when I do get a chance to take advantage of it, I I really enjoy it because, I mean, that's what I use, that little block of time I use to get away and do things that I enjoy to do that make me happy. It carries me throughout the whole year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so when I get in those dog days or when I get like in a fucked up situation, you know what I mean? Or I can't feel like I can't go on or press on no more, you know what I mean? You look back on that day or that moment or that space, that time of space that, you know what I'm saying, you were happy, you know what I'm saying, you were doing something that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This provided that, you know what I'm saying? So you can easily get through this at that moment to create more those opportunities. You know what I mean? So
fishing is your self-care, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's what I do. That's what I need. You know what I mean?
You know, I didn't, I've always been somebody who loves the outdoors. And I think that's part of what drew me and Bobby to each other, because we didn't find that in a lot of other people. But I had never been fishing before I met Bobby. And he took me. And after a few times of going fishing with him, I loved it. I liked it a lot. I like going with Bobby. I love fly fishing the best. But I really did not relate to the actual feeling that he got, the restorative feeling that he got, until I started to meditate. And then I connected that to my love for photography. Because in those moments when you are fishing or when I'm taking pictures or meditating, it's a nice spotless mind.
Yeah. And it's the same thing, like, for instance, like, you like to travel. You like to see new things, like, go have new experiences, you know what I'm saying? Since, I mean, we talking about me and you in this instance.
Yeah.
I like to travel too, but I like to travel to do different things.
You like to travel to fish.
To fish, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I want to travel to a different destination or a different location, but instead of, you know what I'm saying, kicking back and enjoying the local activities, I guess to say, or just relaxing, living lavish. I like to go fish. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what I like to do personally. So we like doing the same things, and just in a different way.
And it like re-energizes you, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I need that. Like, it's like a mental massage. You know, it's like
that.
Getting away. You know what I mean? Like, just you not thinking about none of the other bullshit you done went through, work, stresses, anything that's going bad. Like, in that moment, you just you know what I mean. You just enjoying yourself. Right? So,
and that's self-love. Just giving your mind that mental break, just allowing yourself to be present with yourself, just grounding yourself in the moment with yourself without letting your mind run off, you know, just creating a sense of spaciousness, allowing for that monkey mind to calm down, and just, you know, loving on yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of like a form of compassion for yourself, right? Because you understand that you're tired, you understand that you're burnt out, you understand that you need your cup refilled. So you do something to refill your cup,
Right.
to create that space back in your mind, to uncrowd and untwist thoughts in your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's self-love. That's loving yourself. It's like giving yourself a present.
Giving yourself a hug.
Yeah. And it's so important, because when your cup is full and my cup is full, then we're able to have we can double fist those love cups together.
Double fisting?
Double fisting it.
Okay, all right. What we talking about here?
Like when you double fist a drink, Bobby. Anyway, but yeah, cultivate love for yourself. Cultivate compassion for others, gratitude, self-love. You know, we're all about that on Over Wildin. We're all about discovering, healing, and learning and growing. And in that vein, today, Bobby will be meditating with me. Are you excited, Bobby?
Let's get it.
Yeah, Bobby.
I had my Red Bull, so I ain't gonna fall asleep. Like, I'm ready for it.
Oh, Bobby. Okay. You know what? Just allow it all in. If you feel tired, just, you know,
let's go.
Sit in a way that'll allow you to have some attention.
I got it. Your voice is real soothing.
Thanks, babe. I invite you to settle into your space. Find a comfortable position on a chair or the floor. Wherever you can position your body with ease and comfort. Allow your shoulders to fall away from your ears. Rest your left hand on your thigh and your right hand on your heart. Feel the weight of your body on the floor, your chair, or your cushion supporting you and grounding you in this present moment. Take a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Drop out of your thinking mind and into the body. Let any and all distractions around you fade away. This is a meditation for love. This is a meditation about love. Take the time to thank yourself for meditating today, for this radical act of self-love supporting you, your heart, and its intention to heal. Breathe into this present moment. Observe the sensations in your body. The twitches, the vibrations. Notice it. Then let it fade away. Focus your awareness on your heart center. Feel your heart beating. Feel into the rise and fall of your chest. Imagine a glowing light emanating from your heart. The light is filling your chest. Your neck, your shoulders, your head, your arms and hands, your entire torso. The light is forming and expanding and shaping to include your legs and your feet. The glowing red light has encompassed your entire body in warmth, in security, in love. Deep and abiding self-love. Feel that light expanding from you to fill the room. Extending through your dwelling, out your street, covering your state, your country, covering and enveloping the world with your love and compassion. Thank your heart for beating. Thank your heart for supporting your body. Thank your heart for being present. Thank your heart for its very ability to love. Allow your mind to come to stillness. Now pause and repeat to yourself, I am love. I am loved. I can love. I am love. I am loved, and I can love. I am love. I am loved, and I can love. Take a moment to breathe. Now bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Listen to the sounds in the room you're in. And when you're ready, open your eyes. How is that for you?
Oh, man. It's real nice. Open my eyes, my forehead was kissing my knees.
I appreciate that. I'm guessing that's a compliment. I'm guessing that's a compliment.
It was not.
Did you feel the love light from your heart?
Yeah, it's real relaxing.
I'm glad. So, as always, before we wrap this episode, I want to drop some gems. And I want to tell you what I found through my experience with love. The first is that love is a beautiful, wonderful thing. And it's glorious. Don't let past experience with failed love on any level jade you. Any level, any type of relationship. Let it inform you on what your love boundaries look like moving forward so your love can be present, healthy, and transformative. The next is that self-love is just as important as any type of love. It's important to cultivate it and cultivate compassion for yourself and for others. Yeah. So, Bobby, what have you learned through your experience with love, baby?
I think you pretty much knocked it out the park. But I guess I would say, like, in the terms of love, like, you'll know when it's time. You know what I mean? Like, you'll know when that moment is right for you, or you'll know when somebody bullshitting and that circumstance is not for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Don't force situations, and I guess don't run from situations at the same time too. If you know what I mean, if that's what you're ready for in your stage of life, you know what I'm saying? I mean, don't run from it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe stick that situation out or that circumstance out, and it might lead to something that ultimately you end up liking or you end up loving. You know what I mean? So
don't be afraid. Don't be scared.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I guess in terms of self-love, you know what I'm saying, find something that you yourself like to do and it makes you happy. Whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? And take the time to do that for yourself whenever you find the opportunity to, because I mean, you'll really benefit from that, and you'll thank yourself for it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Find something that can nourish you, fill that cup back up, and allow you the space and the time to heal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you feel like you learned a lot about love?
I did.
You know what I did not mention? I did not talk about like my scientific theory on love.
What's that?
It's that, like, not only do I think, and this goes along with why I think love is important. So I guess this is one of the lessons. Before me and you got together, we talked about this. Both of us were fine with the idea of not having children, right?
Yeah.
And then after I found the love of my husband here, I felt in my body and in my soul and in my mind that I wanted to have a child with him. And because of that, I was able to add to humanity and have a baby. So I'm just saying that love has a function in science as well.
So what is your theory?
My theory is that, sex feels good because Mother Nature wants us to feel good so that we will want to have kids and love each other, either have kids or love each other. You don't agree with me?
Nah, I mean, hell yeah, sex feels amazing.
Not on that part. I mean, I'm just saying that sex feels good because Mother Nature wants us to love and have that physical connection with somebody.
Okay. What if sex was painful? Like,
then I don't think there would be as many kids. Or unless you're like, unless you like that.
Or like, what if it were what? Like it is for spiders, like every time.
And you died?
Yeah, the woman always killed a man every time.
But that's because then she has fulfilled her evolutionary duty and she's pregnant.
I mean, technically, quotations, isn't that our duty?
Yes, is our duty, but since we are more advanced, since we have more complicated and advanced brains.
Like every time you rip out of there, it's like the universe is like,
you didn't do what I asked.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that is the beauty of being human. And that's the beauty of love, being able to love just for love's sake. Love who you want. Love what you want.
Mate how you want to mate.
Mate how you want to mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why love is special, because nothing else on earth can experience it the way we do, no matter what.
Are humans the only animals on the planet that have sex just for pleasure?
No, they said, I've read that dolphins have sex for pleasure.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
So dolphins they just they're just pulling out, just getting it with the flipper.
Babe, I guess. I don't know what goes on underwater, but I read that they have, their sex is pleasurable.
Oh, okay.
We can ask the sexologist. I don't know if she'll know about animal sex, but animal sex. I mean, sex where animals have sex with each other. Anyway, yeah, exactly. Did you know that some animals mate for life? Like the gray wolf. The gray wolf mates for life, and only the alpha male and alpha female in a pack can have kids.
It sounds like a question you ambushed me with.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but, penguins and a bunch of other animals mate for life.
Really?
Yeah. Just like we do.
So what if their spouse, their mate, gets killed? So they don't mate no more? They don't find another?
I have no idea. I'm not sure.
They just wander out through animal life, just depressed.
It sounds like it. They said that they mate for life. I'm sure. I don't know. That's a good question. But a lot of animals, including our national bird, the bald eagle, mates for life. Me and Bobby are looking through this list of animals, seahorses. Anyway, we got off on a tangent because I wanted to include my scientific theory. But love, be loved, practice self-love, self-care, along with all the different types of love that we discussed today. That is among the most important. So I hope this episode served whatever purpose you needed today. And thank you for joining us on this episode of Over Wildin. Let's keep learning, growing, and healing together. Thank you for coming on, Bobby.
Oh, thank you for having me.
If you have a question, want to hear me talk about a topic, bring a particular guest on, email me at info@overwildin.com or subscribe to this podcast and visit me at Overwildin or at Angel Era on Instagram. Music by Luciano, recording by Mystery Street Recording, and editing by my homie, Jeremy Cosley. Shout out to my baby, Bobby, for coming on the show. Thank you, baby. Either you're green or growing or ripe and rotting. And on this podcast, we're always going to choose growth, sexy ass growth together. And tune in, or I guess no one says tune in because it's not a radio, but come back to whatever podcast platform you use to listen to me to hear the next episodes about love, part 2, and sex, part 3. Later.